About 1 minute early. So I just want you guys to kind of keep that in mind. You got basically one bonus minute of Sliwa this morning. I was ready to go. I mean, I've been ready since 7:55. So how long do you guys want me to just sit here and not do anything? There comes a point where you just want to start the damn show. And on YouTube, I could tell you guys 8 a.m., but I could also start the show at 7:59. It's my damn show. It's my channel. Okay? I want to start a minute early. I'm going to go a minute early. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Good morning to everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a nice Friday morning. Grab a cup of Joe. Grab a cup of coffee every morning at 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. And let's just get this thing freaking started. You know, sometimes we'll go till 9 a.m. Other times we'll go a little bit later. Sometimes we'll start at 7:59. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you very much for being here. This is the Sliwa Show. This is episode number 4, and we got a lot of great stuff to get into this morning as well. I don't think I don't know if we got here. Keith says morning tea with sleep, or have a maybe have a cup of tea if you'd like. Whatever the hell it is that you want to have in the morning, go ahead and have it. As long as you're hanging out here at 8 a.m. All right, we got a lot of good stuff going on today. So let me give everybody just kind of a quick idea of what we got going on for the show. As you guys see here in the left-hand corner, let me take out the comment here real quick so you guys can see everything. Left-hand corner here, Game 1 starters are out, so I want to spend a little time talking about that with the Padres and the Dodgers, and really just how both teams got here to Game 1 and how they got to these specific starters, because it's going to be Dylan Cease for the Padres, who was not a part of the San Diego Padres when spring training began. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to be the Game 1 starter for the Dodgers, and I got some good stuff on here that I think you guys will like when it comes to Andrew Friedman talked yesterday. I have a couple clips that I want to play. How basically everything is sitting. Yamamoto and Ohtani have really an incredible opportunity to kind of change what's been the narrative of the Dodgers in the playoffs, and they're going to have that opportunity starting in Game 1, so we'll do that as well. Padres are restricting ticket sales in San Diego for Games 3 and 4. I want to get people's opinion on that. Padres are basically saying that unless you live within a certain area, you can't buy tickets to it. I know a lot of people don't like that. At least it seems that way. I certainly got my thoughts on that, so I'll do that. Lakers season begins tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers got a preseason game coming up tonight. It's going to be in Palm Springs. They are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sammy Long, who is a part of Hoops Talk as well, did a really, really good job of previewing kind of the season and Game 1. He put that video out last night, so if you guys get a chance, go check it out if you want some Lakers content, and then obviously I will do some content as well. Okay, so here's what I'm going to attempt to do. Fridays at 8:30, I think I'm going to do an Ask Slee. Okay, so if you guys remember my time at 710 ESPN, obviously I was there for doing a show with Travis for 3.5 years or so. Trav really kind of created this thing called Ask Slee. So I'm going to kind of keep that thing going. If you don't know what Ask Slee is, basically ask me any questions at 8:30. I'll spend some time just getting into any of those questions. They don't have to be sports related. They could be about anything. They could be about predicaments, situation. It could be about anything. Have some fun with it. So I think we're going to do Ask Slee. We're going to basically do it until I get a cease and desist from Travis saying, hey, no, I created that. You can't do an Ask Slee. But then I will come back with my attorneys and be like, hey, Trav, but it's my name. It's like it's Slee. We're not doing an Ask Trav. We're doing an Ask Slee. I think I can still use that. All right, so let's get the show started. Appreciate everybody hanging out. All the comments that are there. Hang out and we will we'll certainly get you guys through this Friday morning. Okay, so Game 1 starters. Big games coming up. Exciting games coming up. I don't know why I'm not as nervous as I usually am, and especially nervous when it comes specifically to playing the Dodgers as somebody who's obviously a San Diegan and a Padre fan. Don't feel nearly don't feel nearly as good as I did before Joe Musgrove, not knowing his status. I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I don't think people are going to sit around and spend too much time. I don't think too many Dodger fans are going to sympathize with the Padres because they got so many starters that are out as well. Yesterday, I thought it was a little bit of a surprise, maybe not, but the Dodgers announced that Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to be the game one starter for the Dodgers. So not Jack Flaherty. For the San Diego Padres, they're going to go with Dylan Cease. Cease got a chance. This was about a week ago to go up against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. And Yamamoto was not a part of that 3-game set that the Dodgers and the Padres had up in Los Angeles. But Yamamoto, to start out the season, I think he was game 2. I think it was Glasnow game 1 in Korea, in South Korea. And game 2, I want to say, was Yamamoto, and the Padres did work on him. But that was a long time ago. To be honest with you, anything that's happened up to this point when it comes to the regular season, like I look at the last 3 games that the Dodgers and the Padres played, I think you could take something from that because it was just how long ago? It wasn't that long ago at all. Just a week ago. So there's a lot of things I think you would take away. Anything that happened in March or April or something, what do you really take away from that? I don't think Yamamoto is going to be thinking of his last outing against the Padres down in Korea in March. I don't think he's going to be too concerned about that. But what I think is interesting about this matchup, the game 1 matchup between Dodgers and the Padres, you know, the path of how both of these teams kind of got to where they were. I don't know if there's a lot of Dodger fans on here, whatever the case is, doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of more talking about giving everybody just a quick idea of how we got to game 1. Dylan Cease was Padres obviously traded Juan Soto in the offseason. And part of that offseason deal, when they traded Juan Soto, they got Michael King, who pitched in game 1 and was phenomenal against the Atlanta Braves and who's really been phenomenal for the Padres all season long. Also part of that trade was Higgy, which is Higashioka, who's the catcher for the Padres, Kyle Higashioka, who in 2 games so far for the Padres in that wild card has hit 2 solo home runs. He's been great behind the plate as well. He's phenomenal. But I think what some people forget, part of the trade that the Padres made with the Yankees, yes, it did bring Michael King and Higgy, but part of the trade also brought Drew Thorpe, who was a big part of that trade as well. The Padres flipped him to get Dylan Cease. So I think it just kind of shows really the value that the Padres got for Juan Soto and how many of these players that we're going to see in this series, they're going to be so critical for the Padres, are guys that were part of that Soto deal, and obviously Dylan Cease being a part of it. Yamamoto, okay, in the offseason, I remember this. This is after the Dodgers signed Shohei Ohtani. It was like, okay, well, where's Yamamoto going to go? I remember being on the radio in LA, and I was making the case. I'm like, I don't know if Yamamoto is going to want to come to Los Angeles. I could see Yamamoto saying, you know what? There's going to be so much attention on Shohei Ohtani in LA. Why don't I kind of just go get my own spotlight and be with another prestigious franchise? And really, he could have picked any franchise that he wanted to go to. You want to go play for the Chicago Cubs? That money is waiting for you. You want to go play for the New York Yankees? That money is waiting for you. The Boston Red Sox? Think of the premier franchises in Major League Baseball. Yamamoto had his choice. Wherever you want to go, you can go. It was a little surprising to me that he chose the Dodgers because, again, I'm going to say it. I thought it just had more to do with, well, you're going to be in the shadow of Shohei Ohtani. Unless you're one of the best pitchers in baseball and you perform in the postseason, now all of a sudden, maybe you're not the shadow of Shohei Ohtani. I mean, to be honest with you, I think all of baseball is a shadow of Shohei Ohtani. So even if he ended up with the Yankees or the Red Sox or one of these other franchises, these top-notch franchises, wherever he ended up going, Shohei was still going to be Shohei Ohtani, but he ends up signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we know the bidding war that was out there. It was $325 million. And here he is now getting a chance to start game one at Dodger Stadium in the playoffs. Not Tyler Glass now because he's injured. Not Clayton Kershaw because he's not good enough to be a game one starter. I think at this stage of his career, you'd rather use him if he was healthy further down the line. Not Jack Flaherty, and there's some reasons why they're not putting Flaherty in game one. Andrew Friedman explained yesterday, and I got a couple clips that I do want to play of Andrew Friedman. But he explained yesterday that the reason why they did this is because if there is a game five, Yamamoto can get full rest and be ready for a game five. Jack Flaherty, who would pitch in game two, which is on Sunday, you would basically, because Jack Flaherty can go on limited rest and Yamamoto, they feel more comfortable with full rest, potentially both of those guys could be available for a game five. So that's how Andrew Friedman, president of baseball operations for the Los Angeles Dodgers, that's why he explained why Yamamoto is going to start game one. But let's take a kind of a step back here for a quick second. I don't know if your reasons why you want to have Yamamoto start game one are for those reasons. And I believe him. And I by no means, I think what he's saying is, 100% the truth. And I think there's a reason, there's a strategy there of why he's doing what he's doing. But I think I would personally look kind of a little bit further into it. And this is what I mean by that. I put on here on one of the notes that Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani have an opportunity to be saviors here for the Dodgers. Okay, what am I referring to when I say they got an opportunity to be saviors for the Dodgers? Yamamoto is going to get the ball in game one, and he may potentially get the ball in game five. And if they do get past the Padres, and I know we all can sit here and hold hands and sing Kumbaya because I'm not hoping that happens, but I think this is a toss-up series. I think it's a great series. I think this is going to be a phenomenal matchup between the two teams, and it can go either way. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers win, and I clearly wouldn't be surprised if the Padres win at all, or win as well as far as this round goes. But I'm going to tell you guys what I'm referring to when I say savior. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna share my screen here with you guys real quick. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. What are the Dodgers right now known for? If I asked, and if you're a Dodger fan out there, I want you to be honest and I want you to be real when I ask this question. Right now, the Dodgers are known for. Let me see if this looks cleaner that way. No. Right now, the Dodgers are known for two things. One thing that they're known for is being an incredible organization that has every resource that you could think of, has the money to go out there because Dodger fans pack that place out with 50,000 fans basically every single night. They are in the Los Angeles market. They now have kind of the ability to become more of a global brand, which I think was their goal here. By signing a guy like Shohei Ohtani, just as an example. But, obviously the brand is very popular. LA, New York, it's the market, everything else. There's certain markets that are just bigger than others. But this is what the Dodgers are known for. Again, if you're being honest with yourself, if you're a Dodger fan, you're known for two things. You're known for being one of the best regular season teams out there that I could remember. Let me show you guys the history. The Guggenheim Group bought the Dodgers in 2012. Okay. Start paying attention here to 2013. This is basically where the Dodgers have been. I'm going to pull this up a little bit closer. This is basically where the Dodgers have been since 2013. 92 wins. You win the NL West. 94, 92, 91, 104, 92, 106. This is the shortened season. 43 wins. That's a 71% winning percentage. So it's actually better than a lot of these other records. 106 wins, 111, 100 wins. And then this year, 98 wins. The Dodgers are known for killing it in the regular season, killing it. Here's what else the Dodgers are known for: failing, underachieving, and choking in the playoffs. There's just no other way to put it. Next to all these hundreds and high 90 wins, lost in the NLCS, lost in the NLDS, lost in the NLDS, lost in the NLCS, World Series lost, World Series lost. And I'm not saying that there aren't circumstances. I think the Astros is a circumstance. I also think winning the World Series in that COVID year, I think a lot of Dodger fans would say, yeah, it'd be nice to win a World Series in a 162-game schedule, not a 60-game schedule. And then we know the last couple of years, lost in the NLCS, lost in the NLDS, lost in the NLDS. Two things Dodgers are known for. They are known for incredible, incredible success in the regular season. And then they're also known for disappointing their fan base in the playoffs, period, and point blank. The reason why I bring that up, and if you see here, I have Yamamoto and Ohtani potentially saviors here. What did the Dodgers do in the offseason? The Dodgers started doing something in the offseason that was not Dodger-esque. They started doing something different. You know what they started doing? They started saying, you know what? We're not going to count every penny. You know what? If we need to go out there and throw out contracts, that's not typically how we do things. We're just going to try something different. This is what I mean by that. I don't think the Ohtani was going to get $700 million, period. That's just a good investment. And oh, by the way, he's the best player in baseball, and it's not even close. So I don't care what you paid him. You were going to make your money back. Yamamoto, yes, there were a lot of teams lining up, but you never seen him pitch one game in Major League Baseball, and they gave him a 12-year contract worth $325 million. That's not typically a Dodger move. I get why they did it, but it's not typically a Dodger move. Here's another non-Dodger move that they made in the offseason. They went out and signed Tyler Glasnow. Trying to see Tyler Glasnow's contract, $136 million contract, an extension that he got to be a Los Angeles Dodger for 5 years, and he is prone to injuries left and right. This year is a perfect example of that. He's already kind of living up to his reputation, which is injuries. Dodgers decided that they're going to do something different. Dodgers decided that they got no choice here. The money is going to be there, but what they haven't had and what they haven't been able to cash in on is clearly winning a World Series, at least 162-game World Series. You can count the one in 2000, the COVID year. Go ahead, that's fine. But since then, 1988 was the last World Series that they won. And for a franchise to have this much success and not have something to show for it, that's what they're known for today. Now, can that change? Of course it can. I want to play something here for you guys because there was one game that I thought was really, really interesting during the regular season. And I think it turned a lot of heads. I don't care if you're a Dodger fan or just a baseball fan. Yamamoto started a game at Yankee Stadium earlier in the year, during the first half of the season. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because Yamamoto is going to be handed the ball in game one, and he's going to be asked by the Dodgers and by Dodger fans, you're making $325 million. Give us 5 or 6 innings and make sure that you keep us in this game. And hopefully it's some of your best stuff that we've seen so far this year. Andrew Friedman was asked a question yesterday about, hey, is the moment going to be too big? He's never been in a playoff game in the States before. And I want you to take a listen to what Andrew Friedman is talking about. And he's talking specifically about the Yankees game. Like I said, in that, by the way, that Yankees game, let me give you those numbers here real quick of what he did in that Yankees game. Yankee Stadium, Saturday night, everybody's watching, nationally televised game. Yamamoto pitched 7 innings, 2 hits, 7 Ks, and threw 106 pitches. Take a listen here real quick. Here's Andrew Friedman talking about, make sure it's the right one here. Yeah, this is the right one. Andrew Friedman talking about Yamamoto's performance and how he's not worried about Yamamoto coming through in the clutch. Take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, to go into a hostile environment like that and see him elevate his game, talked about it at the time. That's not an easy thing to do, especially first time. He has experience pitching in a lot of big games. And the one thing that we feel really confident about is the moment is not going to affect him. He's going to take it in and feed on that adrenaline and do what he does.
Do you think your guys wanted the Padres more just with how 22 went?
Okay, I'll stop it there. I think the Padre thing, we don't really need to get into that. He said that Andrew Friedman ended up saying that it wasn't more of wanting the Padres. It was more about wanting any of those wild card teams to have to go 3 games, use their bullpen, all that stuff. I actually like that Andrew Friedman was honest there. He didn't kind of sugarcoat it. Yeah, we wanted them to struggle a little bit. We wanted them to have to go 3 games and use a lot of their use 3 starters and maybe take Cease out of the mix for the first couple of games against the Dodgers. So anyways, he was honest about that. Yamamoto, like I mentioned in that game at Yankee Stadium, 7 innings, 2 hits, 7 Ks, 106 pitches. The guy's making $325 million. And if you're the Dodgers, you brought him for moments like this. You're hoping he is the savior to going into a playoff series, and you could rely on this guy if in a 5-game set, maybe not once, potentially twice, to be kind of the backbone of your rotation, especially with all the injuries that the Dodgers have. He now has to step up in that role. By the way, this is no different for the Padres. The Padres, now it's different. They don't owe Dylan Cease $325 million. He's on a very efficient contract with the Padres. But Cease was phenomenal for the Padres this year. He's getting the ball in game 1. He's going to be at Dodger Stadium. He's going to be asked by the San Diego Padres to go out there and be the ace that he's supposed to be. And Yamamoto obviously in the same position for the Dodgers. So I think that's going to be an interesting storyline. I thought I was a little surprised that it was Yamamoto that's going to take the ball in game 1, but Andrew Friedman explained the reasons why that's going to be, and we'll kind of see how Yamamoto does from here. As for Shohei Ohtani, isn't it funny? Like, you have certain players in baseball. I mean, as great as Mookie is, as great as Manny Machado is, as great, like, go down and just think of some of the great players in baseball. They all have moments, I'm sure, in the postseason where they struggle. Certainly Mookie can say that. Freddie Freeman could say that. They've had moments where in big-time situations, they didn't come through. Does anybody feel that way about Shohei? I don't think anybody does. Yeah, I was listening yesterday to some sports talk radio, and it was the local station here in San Diego, and the conversation was like, listen, the question's not, is Shohei going to struggle? The question is Shohei going to be legendary right out the gate? Or is he just going to be like a guy in a series that batted .325 with 1 home run, 2 steals, and be semi-normal? Those are not normal numbers, but he's not normal. Or is he going to be that guy that when the series is over, batted .412, had 3 home runs and 4 steals, and was basically the difference of winning the series or not, kind of shifted the series single-handedly or got everybody else going? I mention that because I don't think, at least I don't feel this way. Does anybody feel or have any question marks that Shohei is not going to deliver? You know what's crazy about Shohei? I'm going to give you the craziest stat about Shohei Ohtani. You know how many playoff games he's played? None. That to me is the craziest stat. Shohei's done everything that he's done, and we've never seen him play in a game in October. And tomorrow will be the first game, and it will be at Dodger Stadium against the San Diego Padres, where we're going to see Shohei Ohtani for the first time in postseason play. And I don't think anybody feels like, hey, Shohei, what if he has a slump? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Hey, what if Shohei's a little uncomfortable? Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not. It's not. I mean, I already have kind of, in my head, I'm already seeing him doing something special, and everybody just kind of looking back saying, yeah, that's Shohei. You guys remember I was doing the show on Tuesday when I did episode number 1. Now we're up to episode number 4. I mean, we're moving here. Episode 1 just a couple days ago. Now episode number 4. I remember saying this about Shohei. I remember, that if I'm the San Diego Padres, I'm walking Shohei's ass. I am. If there's a predicament in a situation where I have to face Shohei Ohtani, and let's just say first base is open, I'm not hesitating. Mookie Betts is waiting in the batter's box, and I'm treating Mookie Betts like he's like he's Gavin Lux. I don't care. It's Mookie Betts. If Shohei Ohtani is in a situation to do real damage, I'm taking the bat out of Shohei's hands. That's how amazing Shohei Ohtani is. It reminds me of the time. You guys remember this, and you've been watching baseball for a while. I remember the time where Barry Bonds used to come up with the bases loaded, and the San Francisco Giants were down, let's say, 2 runs. And a team would walk Barry Bonds with the bases loaded, give up 1 run, also they didn't have to face Barry Bonds. Now, Mookie Betts wasn't waiting in the on-deck circle, so, I know that situation's a little bit different, but that just gives you an idea of just how devastating Shohei Ohtani is. Let me play this. Andrew Friedman again. I got these clips, and by the way, all this is coming from Dodger Blue. So Dodger Blue had put this stuff out. So that's why the clips that I'm playing is coming from Dodger Blue. So I'm going to give them credit for obviously the video. Let me play another clip. This is Andrew Friedman talking about Shohei Ohtani coming up, obviously, and this is going to be the matchup that they have against the Padres in his first playoff game. Take a quick listen to Andrew Friedman.
What an incredible competitor he is.
He was stressed at the beginning, maybe for moments.
October stage. I'm excited for our fans.
All right, I was a little off on the timing here. Let me make sure I had the exact time of the clip here. It's a live show, Al. No. Go ahead. Don't set that up while you're doing a live show. Okay, we got it right here. Yep.
How do you see?
Yeah, I see an incredible level of focus. I am really excited to watch him on the October stage. I'm excited for our fans. I'm excited for fans all over the world to get a chance to see this. It's been the thing he talked about when we met in December. Every subsequent conversation with him has been about October, and I think he is really excited for the moment.
Is there any unknown because he's never played in the postseason and did the way he performed down the stretch wash that away?
Yeah, I think there's always unknowns when something hasn't happened, but it's a fairly comfortable, position to be in, and that I have a lot of confidence that he will do well. Obviously, flourish down the stretch. I talked about this when we signed him, but watching him in the World Baseball Classic and just what you don't know about someone until you see him in those moments is just what kind of competitor are they? And he more than answered those questions for Samurai Japan, especially in that 9th inning. I got goosebumps watching that inning, and I think the whole world got to see what an incredible competitor he is.
All right, that's Andrew Friedman talking about, and that's kind of my example. My example is listen to the way he's talking about Shohei Ohtani, and I think a lot of people feel that way. I'm terrified of Shohei Ohtani. Terrified. As I'm about to see my team that has had a tremendous season in the San Diego Padres go up to Dodger Stadium for a 5-game set, and the first freaking playoff game Shohei Ohtani is going to play is against the San Diego Padres. I'm terrified. Terrified. Every time that guy comes to bat, I'm like, where do you throw the ball? You know what? Why don't you just walk him? Okay, cool. What he steal? 55 bases? Okay, you know what? He's pretty dangerous on base as well. Like I don't know what you do with Shohei Ohtani. And this is going to be the first time in his career. Why did he leave the Angels? He left the Angels because he was guaranteed every single year not to make the playoffs. Guaranteed. Why did he go to the Dodgers? He went to the Dodgers because he's guaranteed to make the postseason every single year. And he's going to get his first opportunity coming up tomorrow. And I don't think anybody has any doubt. If Shohei Ohtani batted 310 in this divisional round against the Padres, had one home run, a double, and 2 stolen bases, I think you're walking away saying, my God, we controlled Shohei Ohtani. That's how amazing this guy is. I don't think there's any question that this guy that he's going to be incredible. Okay, I mentioned this. Now I'm going to be doing this on the fly here. Okay, so as long again as a cease and desist, is it desist? I think it is. As long as it doesn't come my way, I'm thinking on Fridays. We do a little Ask Slee. So used to do this at 710 ESPN. I had nothing to do with it. This was all kind of a Travis Rogers thing, doing his thing. So I'm gonna look at some Ask Slees here. So if you got some Ask Slees, if you've never done Ask Slee before, basically you can ask me any question that you want. And then when we get back into our programming, and we're gonna kind of keep the show rolling. But listen, let me put it this way. There was over 150 comments when I just clicked in here. So it's impossible for me to find an Ask Slee. If you've already sent one or you want to send one right now, send it now because it will be at the top of my comments, and then I can go from there. So if you got an Ask Slee, go ahead and send it over, and I'll get to some of those. I got a question for everybody real quick. By the way, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you got your cup of Joe. Get your cup of coffee and hang out at 8 a.m., damn it. Not asking for much here. Cup of Joe. Grab your cup of tea. Hang out at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. By the way, Trevor Lane is going to join me on Monday. Him and I are going to shoot the you-know-what. We'll talk about the 2 Laker preseason games that happened. We'll talk about game 1 and 2 of the Dodgers and the Padres. T Lane, one of my buddies, such a good dude. Love the guy. Respect his work like crazy. So I'm looking forward to obviously have him join the show on Monday. We'll talk baseball and basketball, so that won't be just basketball. All right, let's see what we got here. It's a great question. Great Ask Slee here. Laker Blue 88. When drinking loose leaf tea, do you use a strainer or let the leaves sit in the cup? It's a great question. Great question. I go loose. I let it be. If I have a tea bag, that's obviously it's a tea bag, but loose leaf tea, let it be. Doesn't matter what it is. I might have stuff all over my teeth after I'm done drinking it, but I want the roots of it. I want to feel that tea. I want to taste that. I want to taste the real. I'm not looking for a strainer. What are we half-assing it here? Straining my ass. All right, good question, buddy. Good question. All right, let's get another Ask Slee here. Ooh, this is a great question. Jasmine Nijar. How is the Indian food scene in San Diego? What's your favorite place down there? Okay, I got to be honest with you. I have not got a chance. For those who know, I like exploring with food. Really like exploring with food. Last Sunday, I was in South Pasadena. I'm going to give you guys the name of the place because the place is awesome. Indian food, South Pasadena. I'm forgetting the name of it. I know it starts with an R. Radhika Modern Indian. Radhika Modern Indian. But that was in South Pasadena, so that was not down here in San Diego. So I got some work to do to find. I got one of those lamb curries last Sunday. Put that on a bed of rice, that jasmine rice. Have some naan on the side there. Come on, guys. I mean, who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like that? All right, let me see. Let me see if we got another one. Slee. We're doing Ask Slee, by the way. Only on Fridays. This is an exclusive Fridays at 8:30. Are we going to do an Ask Slee here? What drills do you recommend to keep the jumper sharp? Okay, I'm going to be real with everybody here. If you have a jumper, this is the only people that have jumpers that I'm talking to. If you have a jumper, the jumper kind of doesn't go anywhere. It's always there. You know what I mean? The jumper is always there. I've been shooting around. I shot around 3 times this week just because I told you guys the park out here in Solana Beach. There's cameras everywhere when I go out there. Everybody wants to see me shoot free throws and shots from the top of the key and then get winded and put my arms on my hips 11 shots in. But I've been shooting some jumpers. You know, I did give you some. Yeah, a couple off the glass close by, maybe a couple of layups just to get warm. Maybe you start going like 8 to 10 feet out, getting warm. Maybe now take a couple steps back. Now you're closer to the free throw line. And then before you know it, you're at the top of the key. Okay, one more here, and then we're going to keep going with the show. Cup of Joe and SLI in the morning. That's all I'm asking for, Alex. I don't think I'm asking for anything right there. Oh, it's a good question. Brandon, will you have cousin SLI as a guest on the show? I don't know. I don't know if he deserves it. You know what I mean? I don't know if he deserves it. It's a good question. That would be an interesting conversation because basically grew up with a guy, childhood. He's got more inside stories about me than anybody else. We'll see. Him and I will have a long conversation about that. All right, I appreciate it. There's a lot of great ass SLIs here, but I don't want to spend the entire show doing it. Got somebody here saying I love Indian. Someone else here saying, do you feel like your TV is too high? No, I think it's the proper height. Okay, Anonymous Andy, I think it's the proper height. All right, let's get back to the show. By the way, yeah, that might be cousin SLI right there. Maybe. Okay, let's get back to the show here. There was an article that came out. Yeah, it's probably about good. 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that, doing some ass SLIs. I could probably get to a couple more by the time the show comes to an end. I want to ask, this is going to be a specific question to Dodger fans, but really anybody can chime in on it. The Padres are restricting their ticket sales. I'm going to come to a tweet here that I saw a couple days ago. I think somebody tagged me on it, so I appreciate you guys tagging me on it. I'm going to read this from Alan Sales or Salas. I don't know. Padres are blocking ticket sales for everyone outside of the listed territories. And then he puts Let's Go Dodgers here. I think he misspelled Let's Go Padres because I think he meant Let's Go Padres. I believe so. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a hunch that he did. Petco Park is located in San Diego. Sales to this event will be restricted to residents of San Diego County, Southern Orange County, Western Arizona, Las Vegas, and the surrounding area, and all of Baja California. Residency will be based on credit card billing address. Orders by residents outside San Diego County, Southern California County, Western Arizona, Las Vegas, and the surrounding area, and all of Baja California will be canceled without notice and refunds given. Basically, what the San Diego Padres have decided to do. This will be the second time that the Padres have done this. If you guys remember, they did it in 2022 as well. They are restricting the sale of people that are in Los Angeles to buy up these tickets for what would be game 3 and 4 down here in San Diego. Okay. What do you guys think? Is it bullshit? Do you guys think that this is, you should be able to buy tickets if you're in Los Angeles or if you're in a different area, but you're a Dodger fan? Do you think that the San Diego Padres should not be allowed to do this? So you can put your comments here. Let me tell you guys what I think. And listen, I'm going to try very hard to take the Padre hat off for a second and look at it from both sides' perspective. Okay? When you have a home game, you should be doing the things that give you the greatest opportunity for a home field advantage or a home court advantage. That's what I think. I think that if you're any team that's out there, and there's only certain markets that have this power. Look, the Dodgers are a powerful brand. And they're also a powerful brand because there's 19 million people in Los Angeles County. And then there's also a lot of people who lived in Los Angeles and then maybe decided, hey, you know what? I'm moving to Arizona, or I'm moving down to San Diego, or I'm moving to wherever they have decided to move to. there's Dodger fans everywhere. Only a few brands have this power, okay? The Lakers. The Lakers are different because I do think Lakers, if I said what are the most popular brands in the world, I'd say the Lakers are there. The Dallas Cowboys are there. I say the New York Yankees are there. Manchester United. There's a very select few that are just the cream of the cream of the crop. But the Dodgers are not too far behind that. I think the San Diego Padres, if they want to restrict ticket sales in the Los Angeles market because they want to make sure that 85% of those fans or 90% of those fans are Padre fans, have every right to do that. And frankly, if you want to bitch and complain about it, I don't think it matters what you want. That's the home team. This is their stadium. They're going to do everything in their power to make sure that when the dust settles, they got as many Padre fans in there as possible, period. This happened a couple years ago. And I remember when it happened a couple years ago, I remember there were definitely some people out there that were angry about it. And I can't believe the Padres are doing this, whatever the case is. And frankly, in my mind, and again, maybe this is just because I'm a San Diegan and it's the San Diego Padres that are going to be playing against the Dodgers. I'm trying to take that hat off. But why wouldn't they do that if they can? Why wouldn't they restrict ticket sales to make sure that they have as best of a home field advantage as anybody else out there? Now, listen, do the Dodgers have to do that when the Padres come to town? No, they don't. I understand that. Again, I'll say it again. There's 19 million people in Los Angeles. The Dodgers are a huge brand. Add on top of that the Shohei Ohtanis and the other star power. The Dodgers they're going to sell out their tickets. Like that's not a problem. That's going to happen. But a lot of those Dodger fans do enjoy coming down to San Diego and being at that ballpark. And San Diego's a beautiful city, and their team is really, really good. Talking about the Dodgers, certainly that's something that they want to take advantage of when they do come to San Diego. So I'm going to pop this back up here because when I was reading this, I started reading a little bit further down, and I started reading some of the comments. I feel like a lot of teams should do this. That's what one person is saying. Okay. Here's one that I thought was interesting. Why don't the Rams do that when they play against teams at home with large followings? Limit ticket sales to only OC, IE, STL, and LA County fans. That would lower ticket prices and get more Rams fans to go. They did this during the NFC Championship. This is the same person that posted that tweet. They did this during the NFC Championship. So I guess basically this is a precedent that has been set. Every team should do this for the playoffs. The Rams did it in 2021 for the NFC Championship game. I don't need to tell, obviously a lot of people out there that this is another good one. Remember when the Rams tried this against the Niners and the whole country gave them shit? It's time for the whole country to jump all over the Padres for this. Okay, everybody's got their opinion on here, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. But I'm going to go back to let me put the Rams in the kind of as part of this conversation because I think the Rams is a good conversation. When I watch a Rams 49ers game, which was a couple weeks ago, you might as well just play the game in San Francisco. You might as well. I get it in the regular season where you basically say, look, is what it is. It's the regular season. If ticket sales in the regular season show 80% 49er fans or 75% or 85, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm just watching on TV and I'm like, hey, I see a blue or yellow jersey, one every 47 people. The rest is just red. They're all Niner fans. This isn't something that the Padres started. And if I was the Los Angeles Rams, who are the premium brand in football in Los Angeles, I'm not telling you they have a bigger fan base than the Raiders in LA, because I know they don't. But if I'm the Los Angeles Rams and I got the Niners coming into town, or I got the Seahawks coming to town, or I got the Cowboys coming into town, I got no problem with them restricting those tickets in the playoffs. Regular season, I kind of is what it is. Regular season, Even to be honest with you, I don't think I'd even care if they did it in the regular season. If whatever gives them the home field advantage, then they should do it. But for a playoff game, and we're talking about the postseason coming here, for those that want to sit back and say, oh my gosh, this is cheap. What are the San Diego Padres doing? This is pathetic. No, it's not. You want home field advantage? You do whatever the hell it takes to have home field advantage. Padre fans are going to come out and rock that place. But Dodger fans are also going to try to buy tickets and drive 2 hours down to go watch that game. Now, what I wish would happen, I wish more Padre fans would say, cool, we're going up to Dodger Stadium and we're going to go watch the Padres in game 1 and 2. I wish that would happen more. I wish there were more huge masses of Padre fans that say, we're only 2 hours away. I'm going to take the train up there. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to drive up there. I'm going up to LA to go watch the Padres and the Dodgers. I don't think that happens as much. The Dodgers, they freaking go watch a Dodger-Arizona game. Might as well just play that game at Dodger Stadium. Even down here in San Diego, there's a ton of Dodger fans that come out as well. Padres restricting them. Let me see some of these comments here. I got a feeling people are going to say, see, you're just saying that. It is pathetic. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Slee, first time I cannot support your take. I'm not surprised. Okay. I'm not surprised that people are not going to support this take. I'm just saying that it's not their job to accommodate Dodger fans. It's a home Padres game. It's their job to accommodate San Diego and the Padres. It's their job to do that, not to accommodate Dodger fans. All good. Dodgers have home field anyway. No, they won't for these playoff games. At least, listen, in 2022, it was, I think they basically boxed out a lot of Dodger fans. That's what I feel like happened. Okay, here's what else we got here. Yankees do it. Phillies do it. Rams do it. It's not uncommon, my dudes. Okay, I didn't know that, by the way. So I'm kind of just learning this as I go. But when I was tagged on that tweet, I'm like, this is a good conversation to have here. All right, let's see some more here. So Padre fans that live in LA can't do that. Let's put it this way. I don't think Dodgers are going to have trouble in game 1 or game 2 to box out Padre fans. I don't. And I think, you'll always be able to get tickets on the secondary market. I saw something, Gallagher Square is that area in San Diego where basically it's open. You don't have any seats. I think it was $200 just to go without a seat at Gallagher Square. So I think the secondary market's going to weed out a lot of people to begin with. And, if you're a Dodger fan and you really want to go, then you're going to go into that secondary market and you're going to try to buy tickets. I like how Padre fans are like, well, the Rams do the same. That's because the Rams have no fans. Rams have some fans. They have some fans. I think it has less to do. I really actually think it has less to do with that. I think it has to do with the fact that the Dodgers are so close to San Diego. They have a humongous fan base. Guys, go watch. Let me give you a Lakers. Let me throw the Lakers into the mixer because I know there's a lot of Laker fans that are here. And what I'm talking about is on this channel. A lot of this channel has been built because of Laker fans. And by the way, Laker fans that are out there, trust me, you're going to get so much Lakers content as we get into the season. So don't worry. I know there's some Laker fans out there like hyperventilating, like Slee, I need more Lakers. I'll take care of you. Don't worry. But let me give you a good example for Lakers real quick. Let me think of when Lakers go to play in Phoenix or Lakers go to play, no, that won't work with the Clippers because you're obviously in the same DMA. Or they go play the Sacramento Kings. If let's say the Kings did this, or let's say the Phoenix Suns did this, and they were trying to box out Laker fans, I got to be honest with you. I get where they're coming from. Like they want their fans there. I get where they're coming from. So I know some people don't like it, but I don't have a problem with it. And maybe, again, I'm going to go back to this. This could just be because I'm a Padre fan, and I want to have as many Padre fans out there for Game 3 and Game 4. All right, let's keep things moving here. Let's keep things moving here. Let's see here. Wow, people getting at each other. Slee, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. It won't be the first time. What do you think? It's the first time I embarrassed myself? Look, I got to give you guys my real take. I'm sure you guys would like my authentic opinion. Want me to pretend? I don't want to pretend. I want to be real with my people here. By the way, if you're hanging out here, whether you're watching this live or you're going to watch this later after we're done with the show, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Episode number 4, The Sliwa Show. As you guys know, no longer with 710 ESPN. Independent Slee. Call me now Independent Slee. Doing this on my own. Obviously starting from scratch, trying to build the channel. I got over 25,000 subscribers here, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I'm so very appreciative of it. But if you guys can do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, it means a lot. And that's how this channel is going to grow, and that's how I'm going to continue to do this thing Monday through Friday and kind of build this business out. All right, let me keep kind of going here. One thing I haven't got into. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Dodgers in 3. You son of a. That's the wrong one. Dodgers in 3. Izzy, you just been blocked. You're off YouTube. I actually just reported you. YouTube has these terms and conditions, and I got you off of YouTube. And they asked the description why, and I'm just going to say he said Dodgers in 3. That's very disrespectful to me. Very disrespectful to me. Lakers got their first preseason game, 2 preseason games coming up tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 preseason. They got their first preseason game coming up tonight and then another one on Sunday. So 2 preseason games coming for the Los Angeles Lakers this weekend. And I promoted it yesterday. I'm going to promote it again. Sammy Long, who interned at Hoops Talk last year, is now an employee of Hoops Talk. He's the first person that I've hired on this channel, and my hope is to be able to hire a lot more people down the road and really kind of build out what my vision is. But real quick here, he's going to put out a video before every single Los Angeles Lakers game for all 88 games plus playoffs. So if you went on my YouTube channel right now, obviously you guys are on there in the live stream. Yesterday, he put out a video, and he's previewing game number 1 of the preseason and just kind of talking a little bit about the Lakers and everything else. By the way, Jasmine says, free Izzy. Jasmine, you're also getting blocked. You're also out of here as well. If I was an umpire right now, I'm basically throwing you out of the game. So now I got 2 people now that are completely gone off of this channel. And again, when YouTube asks why, I'm going to say because they wanted the Dodgers to beat the Padres, and YouTube's going to understand where I'm coming from. I believe YouTube is going to sympathize with this. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. Now everybody's just going to try and free each other. It's pretty funny, actually. Okay, so Lakers are going to start over the weekend. And not really too much to talk about Lakers basketball in the preseason before they actually begin. But I do think there was one thing that kind of caught my eye as far as Lakers basketball and to start out the season. JJ Redick had put something out that basically is going to have a 9-man rotation. So that's how JJ Redick is going to work with this Lakers roster. And I was kind of looking. I'm like, okay, 9-man rotation. All right, that's not too uncommon. By the way, I got a lot of curiosity about JJ Redick. I really do. I got no idea how this guy's going to be as a head coach. I will say this, which, I don't know if it's odd. It isn't odd. It's because the season hasn't started. I feel like there is some positive momentum towards JJ. I feel like players have said things that give me some that definitely give me some positivity towards that. Rui Hachimura has had some compliments about JJ. D'Angelo Russell definitely has gone out of his way to compliment what he's doing. I'm talking about JJ Redick. But we also haven't played a game yet. There's been no situation or predicament where JJ Redick's been challenged with, hey, what are you going to do in this situation? There's been no moment where the Lakers blew a 8-point lead in the 4th quarter and everybody's pissed off and saying, well, what the hell happened to the Lakers? So you're in that honeymoon phase. And that honeymoon phase will last a month or so until shit starts getting real and the season actually starts and you make some bad decisions, or you feel like a couple players are bickering, or you're looking at the standings and you're saying to yourself, damn, that's not a good start. That's really when you could start kind of testing and seeing what the Lakers are. So I don't know how JJ Redick is going to be as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, but I feel like early on, there's some positive momentum there around JJ. So the 9-man rotation, here are the starters. We already know the starters are going to be, and JJ already addressed this, that because the Lakers went 18-6 down the stretch of last season, his starters are going to be LeBron, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui Hachimura. Those are going to be the starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, 9-man rotation. All right, what players off the bench can we start assuming the Lakers are going to use in a 9-man rotation, and who's basically going to be boxed out? Who's not going to be a part of that mix there? I'll tell you who I think is definitely going to be a part of the 9-man rotation, and then I got some question marks from there. I think Gabe Vincent 100% is going to be a part of the 9-man rotation, no question about it. And I think, for Laker fans that were excited about Gabe Vincent when they signed him, had that great playoff run, made it to the finals with the Miami Heat. They end up losing to the Denver Nuggets a couple years ago, and then the Lakers sign him. What did they sign? 3 years, $33 million, something like that. The moment he signs with the Lakers, it's like, hey, that's a solid pickup. There's a guy that comes from the Miami Heat culture. He's a tough, gritty dude. You want to give this guy a lot of credit. He can hit threes. He can play defense. Let's see what he can do. He's injured basically all last year and does nothing for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent's going to get opportunities. Okay, that's of the 4 players that you got that you think you're going to use off the bench, that's definitely got to be one of them. All right, here's another one. Jared Vanderbilt. It's a no-brainer that Vando is going to be used. Now, Vando is still coming off injuries. Looks like maybe sometime in November he's going to be back with the Lakers. That's kind of concerning as well, that Vando still is dealing with the injuries that he's had, but Lakers signed him to a 4-year deal. I think the first year of his 4-year deal kicks in this year. You got to have a guy like Vando on your team. Think about all the great offensive players in just the Western Conference. You need somebody that's a lockdown defender, period. That doesn't mean he's going to stop these guys every possession, but can he slow down some of these players? Can he make it tough on them? He's got good size. He's got good length. Vando will 100% be a part of that 9-man rotation. Max Christie, I think, is going to be a part of that 9-man rotation. Max Christie is a player coming into his 3rd year in the NBA. He's one of the only younger dudes that you have on this team that can be, kind of ignite off the bench, be a spark plug off the bench. If you're not giving Max Christie opportunities, a player that can play both sides of the ball, I know he's inexperienced, but give him the damn experience. You play 82 games a year. That's the thing. One of the things from Darvin Ham last year that was frustrating, it's not like you have all these other options that Max Christie, you can at least try. And if the guy's not having a good game, okay, go ahead and pull him. Or he's taking too many shots, or it doesn't make sense what he's doing, or he's not listening or rotating properly on defense. Okay, then take him out. I think Max Christie is going to get opportunities, and I feel like people like Anthony Davis, JJ Redick, a lot of people have said things about Max Christie that I think will be interesting to put in the fold this year. There's 8 guys that I think are going to be part of the rotation. All right, we got 1 spot left if it's a 9-man rotation. Is it Dalton Knecht? He's a rookie. Probably not. Maybe he'll get opportunities, but I'm talking about this guy is going to be on the floor more games than not. Probably not Dalton Knecht. Okay, then it comes down to, I think, between Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood. Jackson Hayes will play a specific role for the Lakers. Christian Wood, I actually think, will be used by the Lakers. And I think Christian Wood will be a player that, kind of like he was in Houston. What was his other stop that he was at? I know he played for a lot of teams. I think he played for 8 teams in 8 years or something like that. But Houston's the one that I'm thinking of right now. I think Christian Wood falls into the mold of what JJ Redick wants. So I think you're definitely going to see Christian Wood this year for the Lakers. I don't really count 9. I think it's probably going to be around 10 will be his rotation. We'll see who gets cut out of that. You're going to have players like Vando. Is this guy healthy? Is he not healthy? Christian Wood has clearly dealt with health issues as well. But that rotation that the Lakers have, I was listening to Sammy's video this morning, and he was very optimistic about this Lakers team. And he said a lot of people are not they're not giving him credit, that a lot of people are kind of underplaying or undervaluing the Lakers this upcoming year. And I don't think that's a bad thing, by the way. But what he kept mentioning was, hey, look at them against the Denver series. Look how close all those games were. He's not the only one. I think there's been a lot of obviously Laker fans that have said, look at the way the Lakers have played against really good teams. And one of those teams being the Denver Nuggets. Here's my only problem with using the Denver Nuggets series. And I've said this before, and as we get ready for the season to start, and they're going to play Minnesota tonight, I've said this before. I don't like looking at that Denver series and giving that as a barometer of, hey, I think the Lakers are going to be okay. Because look how close the games that the Lakers lost to the Denver Nuggets. Look how close those games were. Let's keep pointing out what I just said. They lost to the Denver Nuggets. The Lakers in the postseason have played the Denver Nuggets 9 times over the last 2 years. You know what that record is? They're 1-8. I don't like the Lakers are going to be okay, because look how close it was against the Denver Nuggets. Guys, they went 1-8. I don't care how much they lost by. They lost. Imagine, walking in and pumping your chest out in whatever it is that you do, whatever your occupation is. Guys, hey, I just want to tell you something. You go to your boss or your manager. Hey, I lost that account. But can I tell you something? When I lost that account, do you know what that account told me? You were really close to getting the business, but we gave it to somebody else. What's your boss supposed to say to that? What's your boss supposed to say when you walk up to him with a smile and you say, we lost the business, but can I tell you something? We were really close to getting it. He's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We lost the business. Lakers went 1-8 against the Denver Nuggets, period, point blank. I really don't want to hear how close the games were. Can they change that narrative this year? They can. Can you say, you know what? Because they're going to have more health, they'll be better off? Absolutely, we can say that. Of course, we can say that. Can you make the argument that your coach wasn't good enough and that had a lot to do with it? You can make all those arguments. You still went 1-8. So until you start changing that narrative, I don't want to use the Denver series as an example of why the Lakers will be better this year. I want to use other examples to kind of signal why the Lakers will be better. So let's see what we got here. Ham was awful. He had no offensive system. It's because Ham didn't know what he was doing. Edward, even though Slee is an SD apologist, subscribe. Thank you, brother. Now I'm bringing you back in YouTube. Now, listen, I got I really actually believe this, and here's another good one. Nugget series, all on AD not dominating Joker on both ends, and us not being able to contain Jamal. I liked, I personally, I really, really liked his enthusiasm. And I'm talking about Sammy because he kind of got me to look at it a little bit different. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should be more optimistic about this Lakers season. And I don't know. I kind of still think they're probably 6 seed, 7 seed, something like that. They can't have any injuries, which doesn't happen in the NBA. If something happens to LeBron or AD, then that's a wash. There's nothing to talk about there. But I think the optimism he had is good optimism. And I think people that are saying, no, it will be different for these reasons. Okay, cool. But what I just don't want to do is, hey, remember the series against the Denver Nuggets. That's the only thing that I would say that I don't want to do. All right, let's see what else we got here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a couple of these comments, and then we're going to call it a weekend. This will be my first week officially in the books of the Sliwa Show here on Hoops Talk. Independent Slee. All right? No check guaranteed SLI. What are some other nicknames? Sliwa, you got to figure out health insurance SLI. No more 401k contribution SLI. That's where we're going with this. That's what independent means when you're running your own biz. Tommy, I'm excited about this Lakers season. JJ giving me Pat Riley vibes. Let's go Dodgers. Tommy, a couple things here. Number one, throw a Padre hat on. Number two, let's not compare Pat Riley. And if he's giving you Pat Riley vibes, just because he's a young, handsome individual, and Pat Riley was that at a young age as well. I hope you're right. That's all I could say is I hope you're right. And, obviously I hope that's the case. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Your $4.99 will go to my 401k contributions. All right, let's get one more in here. Sound Automotive Group. Is the J Kidd coach trajectory a reasonable expectation for JJ? Let me tell you something. That's actually a great question, and that's a great example. But let me tell you what that trajectory technically means. It means he went to Milwaukee. Was it Brooklyn after? And then Lakers as an assistant. And I know he had some assistant stints as well. And then finally got to the NBA Finals with Dallas. Let me actually see. I want to see. I just want to take a quick look here and see how many basically years he coached before he got to where he was. He did Brooklyn. He did Milwaukee, assistant with the Lakers, head coaching job in Dallas. And this is his third year head coach of the Dallas Mavericks and got to the NBA Finals. My point is that he's been in the league now in some capacity, assistant or head coach, for 9 years. So that's why it's kind of not fair to put that label because, okay, well, it's not like Jason Kidd just walked into the NBA and all of a sudden just had instant success. So that wasn't the case at all. All right. I think we are good. I appreciate you guys. Listen, say this here real quick and we're going to get the hell out of here. Channel's going to take a second. It is. This week of kind of figuring out what the hell and how the hell I was going to do it, you're kind of figuring it out on the fly. But I really, really like the structure of this show. And then eventually I'm going to start having some guests on that I feel like you guys are going to want. This show is for everyone. I don't care where you are, where you live. It doesn't matter. I just want to create a community where a lot of people say to themselves, hey, I enjoy that hour. I'm getting some good sports talk. Slee was also bullshitting with us and getting a chance to interact with us. But really feel good about getting this in for the first week. I got a lot of work to do, but it's been phenomenal to hang out with you guys. And I really, really appreciate that you guys took the time to hang out with me this week. It means the world to me. I'll be back on Monday morning at 8 a.m. At 8 a.m., I'm going to talk Dodgers Padres game 1 and 2. We're going to talk about the Lakers preseason, their first 2 games that they played Friday and Sunday. Trevor Lane of Lakers Nation is going to also be a part of the show. He's going to come on at 8:30, and we're going to talk Dodgers. We're going to talk Padres, and we're going to talk Lakers basketball. So come back on Monday, hang out with me. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. If I blocked you today because you said something about Dodgers in 3, I forgive you. I forgive you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Positive vibes everywhere you go. Thank you for all the chats as well. Last thing, my song tonight, or my song behind me. I don't know if you guys remember. It was one of my favorite hip-hop artists growing up, Talib Kweli. He has a song, Get By. A phenomenal song. Talib Kweli, originally from the New York area. He had some really, really good songs and records with Mos Def. But Talib Kweli was one of my favorite back in the day. I put it in the description just so you guys know. Every single show, I'm going to put some type of song that either hits well, I like, has a positive message, has something with it. Talib Kweli, it's in the description there. Have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on Monday.